understand the frustration of women because what they're saying is there's not a big pool of good men.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
That is a lie.
That's not a lie.
Listen.
What?
There's not a lot of good men who want y'all. There's a lot of good men out there like where the good man at? Like they hiding under a rock or in a cave. They everywhere. They at the gas station. They at Costco. They at the bank. They walking right past you and you don't show up on their radar because of the way you are. They're gonna walk right by you. Your pretty face ain't gonna go too far because everybody's pretty. That's a prerequisite. So if that's all you got to offer, we not looking at you. There's plenty of good men. They just don't want your ass. I ain't never heard no woman say, I know I ain't shit. She'll say, this man ain't shit. He ain't shit. He was bad. He was bad. But for the most part, every woman think they're a good woman. What makes you a good woman? Who's auditing that you're a good woman? You are auditing yourself. Why don't you ask your exes what they think? Because all your relationships diminished and ended in turmoil.
Yo, what's the word? What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? It's your man's DJ Key Product, the Chicago mixtape supplier, back with another one. If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that bell so every time I drop new work over here on the Keys Network, you know what's going on. All right, so we got another, it looked like a podcast setup, so I'm going to just go out on a limb and say it was a podcast. But it was a relationship podcast where there was a woman, I guess she's one of the hosts on the show, where she said she understood the frustrations of a lot of women today not being able to find a good man. And the male co-host kind of debunked that theory by saying, well, there's a lot of good men out here, they just don't want you. You know, and not as in they didn't want her specifically, but they didn't want, you know, women that I guess have the city girl mindset. You know, the women that are toxic and all, they got all this stuff going on, you know, and they really just using men for this and that and the third, you know. So that was what he was speaking to. And, you know, there's a lot of validity to that. But just like there's a lot of good men out here, there's a lot of good women out here, you know, but because of today's toxins and the ideology that some people have, and a lot of these people that are hurt have this ideology that they're putting out to the world, and it's kind of infecting people. You know, a lot of the good people, a lot of the good women and a lot of the good men, they're kind of, you can't really hear them or see them because, you know, a lot of people have been infected by this toxin. So this toxin of everybody's the same, you know, everybody's a cheater, everybody's a liar, everybody is in it for them, and you know, and that's not the case. That's not always the case. So when he says that there's a lot of good men out here, I believe him. But just like there's a lot of good men out here, there's a lot of good women too, you know. But at the same time, a lot of people have been hurt. A lot of people have been hurt by the not so good men or the not so good women. And so because they haven't gotten past or really healed from that hurt and that trauma, what happens? You take that baggage into the next situation, then the next situation. Now you've infected that person. Now they feel a certain kind of way. Now they feel like this person is, you know, and you attract what you are and who you are. If you are a good person and you practice good values and, you know, you really are in it for the right reasons, then chances are you're going to attract people that are just like you. That's true too. Now, if you're a liar and you all over the place and this is that and the third, you attract people that are like that, you know? And so, yeah, man, the good people, they don't want folk that got all this baggage and they got this going on and got that going on. They ain't healed from this, ain't healed from that. You know, that's why I always say, before you get into another situation, man, you got to sit with that trauma. You got to sit with that pain, G. You got to sit with that and take all the lessons from it. and like truly heal, so that when you get in the next situation, you're not poisoning nobody with this idea that everybody is the same, because everybody's not the same. Everybody's not a liar. Everybody's not a cheater. Everybody's not a snake. You know, everybody is not like that. There's only a few people that are that way, you know, but you can't paint everybody with the same paintbrush. I said that I remember doing a video last month about Glorilla, because she posted something on Twitter basically saying that all men cheat. That's not true. That's not true. Every man that you've been with cheated, you know, but you can't paint everybody with that same paintbrush, because everybody is not that, you know? So, you know, to the ones that's frustrated, like, you might have to take inventory of yourself and of who you are. Okay, why do you keep attracting this type of person? You know, you saying that there's no good men out here. You know, you're saying, or there's no good women out here. Examine you for a second. Look at your past relationships. Look at your past situations. If they've all ended the same, badly, and like what this man said, in turmoil, okay, what did you contribute to that turmoil? What was your role in it? You know, and we all have to do that from time to time. We all got to take self-inventory. We got to check ourselves. Okay, what could I have done better? Or what shouldn't I have done? Or what should I have done? Okay, how do I modify certain areas? Like, how do I modify myself in certain areas? How do I do this and how do I do that? You know, really taking self-inventory. You know, if it's really something that you want, you know, like, really do the work. Do the work so that you can earn it. And that you, cause look, it's somebody for everybody. Everybody deserves to be loved. You know, everybody deserves to have that something and that someone. You know, but you gotta make certain adjustments, and you gotta get yourself ready and prepare yourself. You know, it's just like when you go out someplace, you're not going to just leave the house with what you slept in and not wash and brush your teeth, you know, comb your hair, brush your hair, or, you know, make sure your hair is right and all this other stuff. You're going to look in that mirror and you're going to get yourself together before you go out there and try to achieve something or go and do something. It's the same thing with relationships. You know, all the dirt and the bruises and the hurt and all this other stuff and the aroma of the negativity, you got to get that off of you before you go back out there. You know what I'm saying? But this, the excuse and the conclusion of there's no good men out here and there's no good women out here, it's no longer acceptable. They're out here, they just don't want you. And they see something on you and they smell something on you that they don't want no parts of. So whatever it is, figure it out, get it off of you, and make yourself presentable. Now, I'm no relationship guru, but I do know a little something about, because I watch, and you know, people learn by watching others. So I'm one of the ones that I watch other people make mistakes and I know what not to do. So that's where I get a lot of my lessons and knowledge from, you know, just watching other people go through the motions. And so now I know what not to do, you know? Yeah, man. Yep. It's a whole lot of good women out here. Just like it's a whole lot of good men out here. But if you got the stench of toxins on you and being all over the place, you will find yourself locked out and wondering why I can't find nobody, why I can't get anybody. It ain't always the other people. You gotta look at yourself sometimes. You know, you gotta take self-inventory and you gotta clean and modify and you know, once you've done that, some of that is, like I said, sitting with the pain, sitting with and coming to grips with whatever it is that hurt you and finding a way to get past it. Once you do that and you start to turn over a new leaf, then and only then, when you find the next person or get into the next situation, it might actually work out for you. But you got to do the self-inventory. You got to get yourself together first, you know, and you got to be completely healed. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my take on it. I want to know what y'all think. Drop a comment, leave a like, hit that subscribe, and hit that bell. Until next time, you already know. Hey.